Mario showed me what video games are, but The Legend of Zelda showed me what video games could be. There's items that happen in this game. You understand? Because a long time ago, Ganon, he's a tool bag. He stole a Triforce. And Zelda said, hey, no. There's another Triforce of wisdom that I got. I'm going to break it and put it in these dungeons. Go get it, Link. Save the world. Use these things on the way. A heart, a container heart, a fairy. Pretty good looking. Clock, rupee, some monies, other monies, some medicine, and a piece of paper. Some more food to shovel into your face. A sword made out of wood. Isn't that super powerful? Banana, blue banana. We all remember that from the way back times. The silver arrow. I believe that's pretty important. Then you got candles. They light the way, but they do it in different ways. Then you got a which is me having a stroke. That's not an item in the game. And then a magical key made out of a donkey's face. That's not even a donkey. But alas, the Triforce is the #1 item you can get. Please look up the manual for details. And I actually do have the manual still. I have the manual still. My name is Colbye, and I'm about to play one of my favorite games ever. This is the way. Walk in it. First thing you do in this game, go into the cave. This man has a sword laying right in front of him. You pick it up, stab him, he dies, and then you go about your way. I kind of like to farm right out the gate. I like to get monies, and I like to buy things. But I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to go straight to level 1 because this is the first quest, and there's no chance I'm not beating this. You know what? Go back. Editor, rewind that. Make it sound like I'm really, really smart. Matter of fact, put December 7th, 1941 and make it sound like I'm doing that. I don't know how you're going to pull that off, but I don't know. Make something happen. December 7th, 1941. Anyway, what was I talking about? There's no way I'm going to die this playthrough is what I meant to say before I had 17 strokes all at once. Just call me John Rahm when I blow up at one single hole. That's a golf reference. If you got that, then congratulations, you're cool. Level 1 is indeed the first level of the game. What I like to do is I like to go left, kill these bads, and get a key. Every single time that key pops for me. And I like that. I like that a whole lot. What's interesting is that yesterday we had church. Yesterday morning. First and foremost, all glory to God within all things. I'm so grateful I can play this game in the comfort of my home with Locke over here next to me, my cat. They gave us a little insert yesterday. And on it, it says, it's from Isaiah chapter 30, verse 21. It says verse 21a, so I'm not quite sure what that's all about, but I guess it's the first part of the verse. Anyway, it says, and your ears shall hear a word behind you saying, quote, this is the way, walk in it, unquote. That would have been a great verse to say right before I walked into that cave in the very beginning. Editor, why don't you put that in the beginning, right before we walk in that cave. This is the way, walk in it. Oh man, good job. We've gotten another key for our efforts. I don't think we need to go to the room to the right. We just need to go this way. I'm going to try to breeze through this game like it's Airman stage in Mega Man 2. You know? How's everybody doing? I know at least one person out there is going to be excited about this playthrough. And he's the greatest bowler I've ever known. Shoutouts, Matty Ice. Man got like 3 perfects in a row. Perfect! In bowling. Unbelievable. Except for the fact that it's totally believable. Who do you think you are? I am. He's that guy. Editor, put in who do you think you are? I am.
Anything less than 9, Fagan wins sitting on the bench.
Strike to claim it. A strike to claim it. And he got it!
Are you kidding me? That's right! Who do you think you are? I am!
And zoom in on his wife. while she's covering her face in shame / happiness that she's getting money.
Are you kidding me?
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows is what they called the game Uno when they first invented it, but then they're like, that's not going to work. Let's call it Uno instead. Sure enough, that's what they did. 17 bajillion sales later, it's a great card game that people love. Speaking of love, I could use some. If I get hit by this boomerang, I'm dead. And everything that I've said up to this point is probably going to be a lie. I need hearts. No, we don't need clocks. I need a heart. Give me a heart. Yes! Okay, alright. Upwards we go. I'm sorry that I gotta do this to you, buddy. Murder, heart. Right. We've done it. We've defeated the level 1 boss and gotten the first piece of the Triforce. We got 7 more to go. And this is actually super fun. At this point, I like to go and get me another heart container piece and get the white sword. I like to get the swords pretty much as fast as you can. I used to be really obsessed. Now, I mean, this is the before internet times. I used to be really obsessed with figuring out what's the quickest way you could get the best items in the game. I especially did that with A Link to the Past, because back when there was like Walden books and a lot more Barnes and Nobles', our internet was the game bookshelf, which was only one shelf. So if you ever found any tricks about your game, any tips about or strategy guide about a game that you're playing, that was a win. Otherwise, you had to figure it out for yourself, and most of the time you couldn't, especially when you were super young. But I remember the books that I had, one of them was, I think, How to Win at Nintendo Games by Jeff Robin. I'm pretty sure they had some Zelda stuff in there. But it didn't say... The strategy guides that I would have, appreciate the $30, they would say, you know, go to level 2. Go to level 2, and sometimes they would say go to level 3. And then go get the white sword. But I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. And my small child brain finally pieced together that really you don't even have to go to level 1 before getting the white sword. Because I mean, you see, you need 5 hearts in the top right. You know what I'm saying? You need 5 hearts. So I remember when it finally occurred to me that not only do I not have to beat level 1. You know, not only do I not have to beat level 2, I can get the white sword right out the gate. All you got to do is go to the right, kill enough enemies, get some bombs, blow some holes in things, get 2 extra heart container pieces, go get the white sword. You think that wouldn't be hard to do, and it's not for a grown person, but for a child, it's like, oh man, I just discovered something. Aren't I super smart? At least that was the thought process that I had back in the Dizzle. Dizzle Snoop Dogg for Dave. Ow. Ow. Goo-boo-boo-boo. These guys right here, super high drop rate for rupees. And as they give me literally 0 things at all. But only 4 enemies. That's a small sample size, you know? Sample sizes. Stool sample sizes. Okay. Here now watch. I'll come out of this board right here with 10 more rupees. That was 10 right there. Look at that. See? You see there? The first 2 enemies I hit, they both gave me 5 pieces. Sure enough, I walked out of there with 10 extra rupees. I'm just saying, the blue spiders have a high drop rate for rupees. Now watch. See? $1. 5 piece, and then another $1. Add it all up, and you get 8, 4, 6, 2, 7, probably. Take any one you want. I want the one that matters, sir. It's a heart container piece. Ha! Yeah. Oh, did you see that maneuver? I hit the left one with the sword, but also flipped it right fast enough so that I could kill him. Oh, man. It's the little things in life, folks. You gotta have a joy about everything. Otherwise, sometimes you're gonna get perturbed. And being perturbed is just... Being perturbed. It's just a waste of time. It's a waste of time. Trust me, I've spent a lot of my life just angry at whatever. Why did I do it? I'm buying this before I forget. But yeah, I spent a lot of my life perturbed at people, people driving. I used to go bananas with my road rage. And it's honestly legitimately embarrassing to think about. I don't know why I was like that, but I just thank God that I'm not like that anymore. I thank God for a lot of stuff now, man. Look, I know there's people out there that aren't believers that are watching this, but they're... Look here, there's no evidence to support anything in the Bible being false. I mean, you can roll your eyes all you want to, but it's not happening. You're not going to find any contradictions. Furthermore, even if you could, which you cannot, even if you could, the moral code that Jesus teaches people how to, live by, how in the world can you fault that? I don't understand the anger that sometimes atheists have, and I'm not saying that in a way that makes. I'm not saying that I'm better than anyone, because I know I'm not better than anyone. In fact, I've got plenty of evidence to support that I've been a complete douchebag most of my life. I mean, I'm being dead serious. Most of my life, I've been a cringe lord, douchebag, just selfish person who sins constantly. But by the grace of God, I mean, I'm not going to say that stuff doesn't matter, but He's forgiven me for it. But it's bananas that people would get angry at Christians and say that we force stuff on people. We're not forcing anything on anybody. Forcing you to believe what we believe would be tying you down in a room somewhere and making your vocal cords say the words, okay, yeah, I believe in Christianity, I believe in Jesus, I believe He rose from the dead 3 days after He died. That would be forcing someone. So be mindful of how you use that word. If you think about what Jesus taught, if somebody walks into your home right now and punches you in the face, Jesus teaches you not to retaliate, but in fact, in some most circumstances, to turn the other cheek. Now, if someone's literally going room to room of your house and murdering the people that are in it, well then yeah, take them out. Bible has nothing in it that says don't do that. If somebody's murdering everybody around you, take them down immediately. That is not a sin. Ooh, that was satisfying. Look at that. And we got a fairy. I tell you what I struggle with a lot is like lust and stuff. Because, that's immediately what comes to mind when I see that fairy. It's just a slender creature, female. I mean, I struggle. I struggle with that constantly. That's like my main Achilles heel, and it's what I think the devil used to his advantage a lot of times, especially in my late 20s, early 30s, when I would go out to restaurants and bars every night, and my goal wasn't to. I mean, most of the time if there's a hockey game on or a baseball game or a football game, yeah, I'm gonna watch that. That's a lot of times that was a great thing to enjoy while you're at a bar. But ultimately, my goal was find a woman and find a way to speed run getting inside of her pants, which is horrible. I firmly believe that people should wait until they get married, because sex wasn't meant to be something done outside of marriage. I believe that. And that's what Jesus would want. Now, I'll tell you what happens when you sleep with somebody that you're not married to. It creates this artificial connection that's almost perverse in a way. That's why people who aren't married that sleep with each other, that's why when they decide it's not going to work out, there's all this crazy drama. I mean, not necessarily crazy drama, but there's negative emotions that always happen. And it's because you've created an artificial bond with that person that wasn't supposed to be. Does that make any sense? So I'm beginning to, as time goes by, the more I believe that I don't want to say I'm being punished for how I was, but I was a complete womanizer back in the day. And I firmly believe that the ultimate pay dirt for a man is to have a wife, not a husband. At no point should it be a husband, but a wife to join with him. That's like the ultimate pay dirt. And I don't believe that I get to have that now, because I've had such self-destructive behavior in regards to females. The way I treat them, the way I allowed them to treat me sometimes. I've had such self-destructive behavior because I selfishly, only wanted one thing, and that was to sleep with them. I mean, that's a sin just like everything else. And I'm not saying that it was, sin it can be pleasurable for a short time, but it's ultimately always 100% self-destructive. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Is everybody having a great day? I don't know why I went on this tangent, but you know what? It might be a good time to say next time. How about next time we'll circle back and we'll play this again. We'll finish up the game. But I don't know if you got this far. I love you guys. Be praying for all y'all. And that's pretty much all. God bless you guys. Take care.